Well, hello and good evening. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hooks, and I want to welcome all of you to this live presentation. This is our Victory Nutrition International Product and Business Overview presentation. It's Thursday evening, December 27th, 9 o'clock Eastern. And whether you're listening to this presentation live via the internet, via our video conference, or via the phone, we've got a number of folks plugged into the phone, or via replay. We want to really extend a special welcome to all of you and really extend a red carpet welcome, if you will, to those of you that are guests, because this particular presentation is designed for you. What we want to do is share information on an amazing wellness company, candidly, one of the best kept secrets in the world of nutritional wellness. Around the world. We're a 5-year-old company. We're growing fast across the United States and Canada. A lot of exciting things happening. And so the purpose of this call, of this presentation, is to give you information on who we are, where we've come from, the company, our founders, our mission, the products, the science behind our products. We have extraordinary products with scientific validation like is not found in the industry at all. And there's, so we're going to share that information, and we encourage you to really process the information from a personal perspective. In other words, what's in it for you? What could these amazing wellness products potentially provide you and your family from a physical wellness standpoint, in terms of looking better, feeling better, having more energy, boosting the immune system, folks. We're right in the middle, obviously, of the winter months, and immune health, immune function, building, strengthening, supporting your immune system for yourself and your family is something that is really critical this time of year, especially because we're in closer quarters. More of us are indoors most of the time, et cetera. And so we've got some great information to share. Encourage you to enjoy the information, and again, process it from a personal perspective. In other words, what's in it for you? Equally as important, what could the business model, you're going to learn about a business model that's attached to our company and our brand and our products. And what could this business model potentially provide you from a financial perspective, if that's of interest? If you're at a point in time in your life where the idea of creating an additional cash flow is appealing, then we've got some information we're going to share with you that I believe will be very, very exciting for you. Now, then, as we wrap up the call here in about a half an hour, we're going to give you some suggested next steps in terms of where you can go to evaluate the product for yourself, where you can go to engage with the product, where you can go to get your questions answered. And we're going to make sure you've got a very clear next step that's best for you in terms of the timing in your life. And so with that, it is my privilege to introduce our featured speaker for tonight's presentation. I've had the good fortune of knowing this gentleman as a mentor and a friend for over a decade. Mr. Ken Nazemetz and his amazing family live just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Ken, in his traditional corporate role, leads the sales organization for a $500 million company doing business all over the United States. And then he's building, as a brand partner, the Victory Nutrition business, and is leading an amazing team that is growing all across the U.S. and Canada. And so with that to learn, we're all going to learn from this gentleman. It is my privilege to introduce Mr. Ken Nazemetz.
Hi, Jeff, and thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the product and business overview here at Victory Nutrition. Again, as Jeff pointed, my name is Ken Nazemetz, and I want to share with you tonight, a bit about our mission and at Victory Nutrition International, some of the science behind our products, and of course the products themselves, and how beneficial they really are to everyone. Our founder, Bill Downs, as well as our president, Jeff Hooks, they've given me this opportunity to share some of my insights about the supplement industry and about Victory Nutrition. And based on what I see as a health-minded consumer, as well as a business professional, Victory Nutrition really categorically stands apart. It is really out of the box of the supplement industry. I like to think about it as sort of being in the garage at Apple Computers before Apple was a household name, before there was an Apple computer on everyone's desk, or maybe in the bedroom at Under Armour, before it started challenging Nike for sports dominance. So let's get right to it. I'm going to share my screen so we can see my business and product overview for you. There we go. Now, tonight, again, is the business and product overview. Clearly, there's so much to talk about with Victory Nutrition, our mission, our vision, our values, as well as the wonderful products that come along with Victory Nutrition. It really is a world founded in the science of good health. We don't have hours to spend. I know that time is precious, so I want to get right back into it. After this call, it's real important that I think it's going to pique your interest. Get with the person who invited you on this call to take a deeper dive into the science, take a deeper dive in understanding the nutrition and all the value that the products at Victory Nutrition International are going to bring to you and your family. And then also, if there's some interest, get a better understanding of the very interesting business opportunity that is attached with it. As consumers, we spend billions of dollars a year in 3 categories: supplements, fitness, and anti-aging. But I can take all 3 of those categories and I can lump them in to one big line of thinking. It's health awareness. Billions of dollars are being spent on many products that clearly don't even work. They don't give you what they purport to give you. You look on the label and it says 100% of this or 200% of this. And because of a lack of an understanding of absorption technologies or just a lack of quality ingredients themselves, you're really not getting what's on the label. They're not adding to your health benefit. So, how is it that Americans are buying millions and millions of dollars in nutritional supplements? They're looking for that magic pill, but unfortunately, nothing seems to be working. The chronic illness is on the rise, up to epidemic proportions. People are wasting their hard-earned money on stuff that just simply doesn't work. A lot of people joke, what is the most expensive supplement you can buy? Well, clearly, it's the one that doesn't work. Unfortunately, there's so many companies out there, they just put inferior ingredients into their products or just enough of the right product to get past the regulators. They tout that their products are based on studies, but the studies are of the ingredients. They're not of the finished product. So that doesn't mean that the study has anything to do with the value of the product that you're putting in your body. They just don't compare. They don't measure up. There's a pretty famous story about the once daily vitamins that nurses and doctors commonly find in bedpans at hospitals. I'm being serious. It's really interesting that health providers commonly find undigested supplements that just simply pass through the body because of the packaging or because of the processing. They don't get absorbed, and the consumer is literally wasting their money because it's a very expensive supplement that simply doesn't get in. Here's where I think things really start getting exciting. In my opinion, healthcare has become personal. Americans across the country have really began to understand, especially with what's happened in 2009 with the health reform laws. Consumers realize that they can now speak with their feet, and with their wallets, meaning that they don't have to go in any one direction. They, as consumers, realize that medicine has become a consumer-driven market. That puts VNI perfectly placed in a position of strength because we are a company that's based on the science of good health. We don't spend millions of dollars marketing and sponsoring athletes. We spend our millions of dollars in the science of good health, using clinically validated studies to continue to support our consumers in understanding that this is really the best supplement out there. So many vitamin companies out there, they'll start with the idea of, okay, I'm going to build a company, and then I'm going to put some products in it. VNI approached the whole idea in an entirely different way. Launched in 2014 by biochemists and formulators, Victory Nutrition, the product line was created first, okay? And because of the game-changing, industry-changing formulations that have been created, our founders realized that a company needed to be formed around it. For a company to really revolutionize the market, it needs to have some differentiating factors. It needs to be disruptive. It needs to have a punch found nowhere else in the industry. It needs to be based on truth. It needs to be validated and founded in science. And it needs to be simple enough to be understood by the masses. And that's really the power of three of Victory Nutrition. Victory Nutrition has quality ingredients, and we'll talk a little bit about them. We have a mechanical pre-digestion process that's not proprietary, but it's just very expensive. And then we do have several patents and intellectual property, including a proprietary absorption technology that no one else has. With over 30 clinical studies, peer-reviewed and published, Victory Nutrition really stands alone when it comes down to understanding the science of good health. Now, through the use of the scientific method and through dozens, hundreds, probably thousands of hours to replicate with precision and accuracy, studies that are really the foundation in Victory Nutrition, our scientific board and our founder, Bill Downs, they've gotten us to where we are right now. These professionals, they're founded by and impassioned really by the science of good health. And with that, through many hundreds, even thousands of little small steps forward, they created the product line that is Victory Nutrition today. Backed by dozens of validated studies, we are the science of good health, and it speaks to the science of good health. We have a massive foundation of scientific minds that that help support Victory Nutrition. If you look on this slide right here, there's more P's, H's, and D's on this slide than you'll find in alphabet soup. But more important than that is understanding the people behind those degrees. These have been individuals with passion for good health, with a passion for good science, very, very important, and a passion to change the way the world looks at nutrition. Victory Nutrition is a differentiator. Like I said, it's categorically different. It's out of the box than anything you've ever found in nutrition before. And I will say unequivocally, whenever I speak to anyone about Victory Nutrition International and the products, obviously, that we bring, I always talk about the science. I always lead with the science. If you have the opportunity to speak to someone about it, use www.vniscience.com to become better acquainted with the studies that really support our product line. Again, it's www.vniscience.com. Now, as partners in the VNI business, we're all called upon as, soldiers in a mission to good health. We're all backed by this great ammunition of science. We have the products of the highest quality. Our products are consistently helping others, and we have the studies to prove it. So a few slides ago, I had said that for a product to gain traction in the market, it needs to have a differentiator. It needs to be a disruptor. And again, we do have three. First, our quality. The highest quality ingredients you can find, sourced from all over the country and put together through our formulation process. We use a process called wet milling, which is basically a mechanical pre-digestion process which breaks down the nutrition down to the very smallest particles, which enables our absorption technology to help get it into your system. Our proteasome technology, which is our proprietary absorption technology, has been studied and clinically validated and proves that it gets into 100% of the people 100% of the time of taking them. And we've done this dozens and dozens of times through studies. Now, if you look at proteasomes, they are a unique phospholipid transport molecule. Let's call it a carrier vehicle that can carry around multiple nutrients at a time, and across the digestive and the cell membranes. By continually transporting these nutrients into circulation, we're able to, over time, create a optimum nutrition transfer into your body. This encapsulation process, again, it's used hundreds of times through spherical layers in the manufacturing of our product line. Not just Protovite. It's also with Enzorb as well, and with Brain Reward. it allows for a range of both fat-soluble and water-soluble compounds to be held collectively at once at different levels within these spherical layers. And that enables your body to take it in instantly, because you're going to take it in your mouth and you're going to swish it around so that it goes in first sublingually underneath your tongue, goes into your digestive, or into your stomach, and then sticks to the walls of your small intestine, where then you can absorb the nutrients over time. Creates a maximum nutrient absorption effect. This is really simply amazing. No other products in the industry can compare. This is a game-changing nutrition vehicle. Now, as I joked about before, the most expensive supplement you can take is the one that doesn't work, right? It's the one that you buy and spend all this money on, and you hope that it's going to get into your body, but there really is no studies proving that it's going to do anything for you. Simply put, Victory Nutrition International and our products get in. That's one of our taglines. They're absorbed 100% of the time by 100% of the people that take it. Victory Nutrition is nutrition that gets in. Now, who is Victory Nutrition for? Some people will say, well, it's only for the athlete because it's so science-based. You know, it's going to be too expensive for the everyday person. That's not true. I've spoken to professional athletes. I've spoken to college athletes and high school athletes. They're all looking for an edge, right? So what is that edge? Victory Nutrition provides nutrition at the cellular level. If you can nourish the cells with more oxygen, more water, and more nutrients to create more energy, better hydration, and more stamina, would that be good for an athlete? Of course it would. But then you say, okay, what about the people that are overworked or tired, or the person that doesn't eat right? Well, you know, we know from the studies back in the 1990s that eating right doesn't provide all the answers, because soil depletion and because of poor farming strategies, pesticides, the way our food is being grown. So really, who is Victory Nutrition for? It's for every person. It's for the proactive person that's trying to eat right, that's trying to exercise, but knows that they need to supplement correctly. It knows that what they're taking into their body is simply not enough. It's also for the everyday person that drives by the fast food restaurant and keeps driving and says, you know, I probably shouldn't eat there. It's someone who's willing to take one small step towards a healthier self. You know, one of my favorite quotes is by a man by the name of Calloway, who said, sometimes the smallest step might be an insignificant step, but sometimes the smallest step in the right direction could end up being the biggest step in your life. Tiptoe if you must, but take the step. Now, our focus as leaders in the science of good health is to help and encourage others to take the steps. Tiptoe if you must, but take those steps towards health, and use the science of good health with Victory Nutrition to help get you there. It's really two kinds of steps, right? The first step is towards good health, taking the product. The second, for leaders who want to share and promote the vision of Victory Nutrition, is a step towards owning your own business destiny through an innovative business strategy that's created by thoughtful leaders and really has a vision of health and abundance for everyone. And remember, based on science. So let's look at the products for a second. Enzorb. Enzorb is the newest product, and it's the only proteasome technology enzyme product on the market today. It's really setting a new standard for enzymes. These are food-type enzymes. And what they do is they revitalize and they boost the metabolism. Now, a clinical study is coming out in the next couple of months, which is going to be discussing how enzymes aren't just for digestion. I think it's some very exciting stuff, so stay tuned for that. The next is Protovite. This is our multivitamin and mineral complex that's been proven to rehydrate the cells and that have lost their negative charge and do this in less than 5 minutes, right? And it enables the cells to carry more water and more oxygen around the body. This is good for your body. Brain Reward. Brain Reward supports focus, mental concentration, acuity, cognition, and mental sharpness. We have more studies on the finished product Brain Reward than I think there really is on any other product out there. Really a game changer when it comes down to the hardwiring in your brain. It's helping renormalize your brain. And then finally, Thion Extra. It's an immune benefit and cell detoxification strategy that supports anti-aging and life extension. So let's get into the products one by one if we can. The first is Enzorb. This is a proteasome, again, a multi-enzyme complex consisting of a unique combination, and this is our combination, of exclusively formulated enzymes for optimal metabolic and digestive support. Again, these are food-type enzymes. What do? There are a couple things to remember first before we talk about what they do. Enzorb is not a prebiotic or a probiotic. Okay, those are comprised of saccharides. They serve a nutritional function. Enzorb doesn't serve a nutritional function. It serves a metabolic function. Okay, it's a direct metabolic function. Absorbed through our proteasome technology, and remember, that's patented. No other company has that IP. So it gets in the blood and it serves to enhance your metabolism. Now, it boosts and strengthens metabolism. It supports digestion of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And it also supports intestinal health. So think about how many maladies in today's world are digestive related. I think, outside of cardiovascular disease, gut health is the number one reason why a lot of people end up in the hospital. Now, if you can take care of your ability to digest and use the foods that we're taking in, that's going to help you. Enzorb enhances your ability to do just that. Next, Protovite. I think it's a given that we all understand we need to take supplements. Over half of all Americans that are out there today are taking some form of supplement. That doesn't mean they're taking the right one. It doesn't mean that what they're taking is helping them. But there's over half of Americans are trying to take something. If you're going to take something, why not take the best quality and in a vehicle that works, that has clinical studies backing it up? Remember, I tell my friends that the carrot that's on your vegetable plate tonight at dinner, it's not the same carrot that your mom gave you 30 years ago or 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. Because of poor farming practices, like I said before, because of pesticides and artificial growing strategies, our food just doesn't carry with it the same quality nutrition that it did just a few decades ago. In fact, I think the United Nations study showed that our soils are depleted by upwards of 85% depleted. That doesn't mean 85% is left. That means 85% is gone. All that changes when you add Protovite into your life. Protovite is a liquid nutrition that gets in. Our proprietary blend of multivitamin complex, it's a phytonutrient complex. It means it's a vegetable complex. And it's unparalleled in its benefits for you. This is nutrition, again, at the cellular level. Protovite specifically works to return the negative charge to your blood, to carry more oxygen and more water, and carry more nutrients around the body. Remember our tagline, it's nutrition that gets in. So you have to ask yourself, who can benefit from it? Like we talked about before, anybody that is willing to take one small step towards better health, that's who's going to benefit from Protovite. We like to call Protovite liquid blood food. Our scientific research is validation on the finished product, not the separate ingredients like a lot of other companies try to say that the studies are backed on. Our studies are on the finished product of Protovite. Protovite works, and it creates a life-changing benefit for anyone who's taking it. Brain Reward. Brain Reward is an effective reward deficiency nutrigenomic solution. It rebalances the brain reward circuitry. Now, who could use better mood? Who could use less anxiety, less stress? To me, everyone. Brain Reward is a patented course correction for your brain. If you think about Brain Reward, it's a staggering statistic in brain health that 1 in 4 Americans will experience a mental health disorder. Look at our lives, overstressed, overpacked, always connected to our cell phones, right? It's an undernourished life. Always being connected to our digital devices means that we're always switched on, that we're always burning energy to be connected. This further exacerbates the issue. Brain Reward helps to change all that. It supports the dopamine sensitivity and function. It helps regulate cravings. It relieves stress. It supports an easier detox for your body. And it certainly supports focus, attention, concentration, mental acuity. With more than 30 clinical studies backing brain reward, the patented brain reward formulation helps to work on your hardwiring in your brain towards a better, happier, and healthier you. Now, Thion Extra. Thion Extra is a super antioxidant immune booster. It serves an antioxidant function. It brings about a positive nitrogen balance, and it supports cell detoxification. So mental clarity and anti-aging are all benefits of Thion Extra. Made with evidence-based premium products, Thion Extra should be a part of everyone's health regimen. Now, remember our mission with our products at Victory Nutrition: assisting people in becoming beacons of health, hope, and abundance. Now, through the science of good health, we can assist others. We can assist others and be servants to others and help them find health. Through Victory Nutrition International, we can assist others and be servants of others by helping them find hope for themselves and their families. And through Victory Nutrition and our Victory Nutrition family, we can assist each other and others we know to find abundance in life, in business, and in happiness. Now, again, this is a short message tonight, but what will you use based on the knowledge you've gained tonight to make your life, maybe someone else's life, a bit healthier, a bit happier, a bit more abundant? As many of you have heard me say on previous calls, there's three things to every successful business: the product, the process, and the people. The products are here. They're clinically validated. You couldn't ask for a higher quality, more reputable line of products. The process is already created. Don't try to create the wheel when the Ferrari's right in front of you. Jeff Hooks is a master of creating a business strategy to help the small business person create a wonderful business for themselves. Now, what's left? The people, and that's you. We're all part of something special, being introduced to the products at Victory Nutrition International. We as consumers, we're all tasked with building our own health. And remember, health has become a consumer-driven market. Now, Victory Nutrition is in your toolbox now. The science is the foundation. So what will you build? What will you do in the next 24 hours to work on your own health? And then, not only building a healthier you, what about building a healthier business? What can you do in the next 7 days to change your life and maybe the life of someone else who's around you? Reach into that toolbox. You've got a wonderful handful of answers with Victory Nutrition. So many of you on the call today have heard me share one of my favorite quotes. Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction becomes the biggest step of your life. Tiptoe if you must, but take the step. There are 2 steps that need to be taken. The first, by all of us, right? Take the step towards caring for yourself through the science of good health. Begin taking the life-changing products at Victory Nutrition International. The second step is for those of us who are searching for ways to follow our own calling. And maybe your calling matches ours at Victory Nutrition. Maybe you want to assist others in becoming beacons of health, hope, and abundance. Use Victory Nutrition as your beacon and your tool to create a game-changing, maybe even life-changing business for yourself and for the health of others around you. And with that, I'd like to turn this presentation back over to Jeff.
Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you for, as always, for your continued leadership. Folks, Ken is working very closely with me and with Bill and Kim Downs, with Ed and Gina Bender, and both the corporate and the field leadership team with our strategy as we head into 2019 and beyond. So it's an exciting time. Thank you so much. And I'm going to pick up, folks, right where Ken left off in the presentation here. Give me just 1 second, and I'll transition over to exactly the slide where Ken was. And folks, we're almost done, but here's what I want to build on what Ken was suggesting and communicating at the tail end of his information that he shared. we've talked about the company. We've talked about the mission. We've talked about the products and the scientific, unprecedented scientific validation supporting our products, supporting not only our intellectual property, but our trade secrets that are part of the amazing wellness line of products that VNI has created and that we're bringing to market. Well, as Ken said, he talked about products, he talked about process, he talked about people. We're not shy at all about rolling out the red carpet to you and communicating that we want you as part of the VNI community. Now, that, in what capacity, obviously that depends on you. That depends on the timing in your life. Certainly as a customer, these products will bless you and your family from a physical perspective. But if you're at a point in time in your life where the idea of creating an additional cash flow, creating what I call a parallel cash flow, if that's appealing to you, the idea of launching your own business, a diversified cash flow where, I'm just a big believer, folks, that we all, from a financial perspective, should have a plan B. There's all kinds of studies. I've done some research, as I typically do the end of each year. Domestic bankruptcies in the U.S. are on the rise. And I'll tell you what's a little bit interesting, and it's a little bit scary. The highest segment of the population, the biggest increase in foreclosures, personal bankruptcies in the United States are men and women that are 65 and older. And we're talking dramatic increases. And that's in a booming economy. So I don't share that to be an alarmist. I share that to be a realist and to say, look, most people, if their primary source of income was dried up, if it went away, most people are 30 to 90 days from financial ruin. And so we're just a big believer in saying, look, don't quit your day job. But why not create a diversified cash flow? Why not? And that's what we do. We in fact, we're going to, every Saturday, this coming Saturday, in this meeting room, we're going to be doing a quick start training where we talk about the fundamental principles, the predictable business principles that will help you create a profitable and sustainable part-time business from your own home as a brand partner with Victory Nutrition International. And so I want to give you some insight on that as we move forward. Now, VNI is a global leader. We're changing the way relationship marketing companies are doing business. We have a continued commitment. If you knew our budget, our R&D budget, and the investment that we're making, that we've already earmarked for 2019 for further scientific validation, for further peer-reviewed clinical studies on our finished products. Folks, this is who we are. We're a pioneer in this vision of scientific validation of products that aren't Me Too products, everything that Ken shared with us. So we're changing the way relationship marketing companies are doing business. We're giving the opportunity to men and women across the U.S. and Canada, to each of you listening to this presentation, and around the world as we move forward, we're giving the opportunity to represent our brand as authorized partners and take this mission of blessing people with these products, of helping people become beacons of health, hope, and abundance, and literally building a distribution business with these amazing products. And folks, that's exciting. Now, how do we do it? How do we do it? Excuse me. Simply put, we have a three-step process that's designed to teach you how to share the VNI products in the marketplace. We've got some people that focus on warm market. We've got some people focus on only cold market. We've got people that do digital marketing strategies. We've got expertise in all those areas. But the first step, the main foundational principle of how to create a business with us as a partner is first and foremost to use the VNI products every day. Become a product of these products. Just as Ken shared, get back to the person that invited you, place a product order, get your family on these products, folks, because they're game changer. And the human body, we don't make health claims. We don't have to. We're not supposed to. Even with the scientific validation that we have, even with the clinicals, as Ken invited us all to look at, VNIscience.com, even with those clinicals, we don't make health claims. Our approach is very simple. The human body, God Almighty made this human body that we all have capable of doing amazing things. And all it needs is the right fuel, high performance fuel, nourishment at a cellular level. So step one is to use the VNI products every single day. Step two is to share the VNI products. And we'll teach you how to do that. You invite people to learn about the products. It's literally that simple. And we cover that on Saturday. And then number three, to build a distribution team, we're simply going to teach others to do the exact same thing. So step one is to use the products every day. Step two is to share the products with others. Step three is to teach others to use and share the products. That's the business model. And that simple approach, excuse me, as simple as we keep that has enabled us in a matter of just a few years. We've been in business 5 years, coming up in a couple of weeks, to build a multi-million-dollar business doing business coast to coast in the United States and Canada, all across North America. And here's the exciting thing. We're just getting started. Now, when we do that, when we teach you how to share the VNI products, let's say, for example, you invited me to take a look at the products. You sent me to the marketing website that the company provides you. Maybe you invited me to a presentation like this. Maybe you forwarded one of the product videos, an introduction video. And I liked what I saw. And maybe we got on a phone call and I said, you know what? I want to place a product order. When that simple act of inviting me to learn about the products, sharing some information, and following up. If you're taking notes, invite, share, follow up. And we're going to teach you more on that on Saturday at 11 a.m. But that simple process of sharing, we call it sharing and caring, inviting people to learn about these products will create compensation for you. So when I place in that example, when I place my first product order, you're going to get immediate income. I place my product order today, you're going to get paid next week. The business we do this week up until Saturday at midnight gets paid early next week. So there's immediate income in the form of fast start bonuses that are at 30% of the product order of your customers and partners. Okay, so that's immediate income. We've got individuals, in fact, Ken Nazemetz on his team, we've got individuals that have made from $100, $50 to $100 to over $1,000 in a single week, immediate income as they're just launching their business on a part-time basis. That's exciting. The second way that you're paid is what we call long-term residual cash flow. And folks, this is exciting. Most of us, even those of us that have been blessed with wonderful vocations, wonderful careers that enable wonderful vacations, most of us earn income in a linear fashion. And what I mean by that is we're exchanging time for money. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. If you're exempt, you work a week or two, you get your salary for a week or two. The challenge with that model for all of us is there's only so many hours in the day. And it's just hard to create any kind of financial freedom, financial independence with that model. The beauty of the VNI compensation plan is, folks, these products are consumable. And most people, most customers and partners that get all the products sign up for our subscription program, so they never run out of products. So you're in complete control. You can increase, decrease, cancel your subscription at any time. And here's the beautiful thing about it. When I use this product up, the company processes, I'm your customer, the company processes my subscription just on the date that I choose next month. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to process my credit card. You don't have to box up product and ship it out to me. You don't have to, excuse me, you don't have to do any of that. The company handles all that for you, and you get paid again in the form of a residual bonus. And so that's the exciting thing about it. We'll teach you with the VNI compensation plan how to build a customer base consuming these amazing products. And you're putting in the effort, but you're paid over and over and over. So said differently, This model allows you to put in work over the next few weeks, next few months, next few years, depending on your goals, depending on your vision, how hard you want to work, how big you can dream. And this compensation plan, because the products are so highly consumable, because they deliver such impact, that our retention numbers are like multiples better than anything I've ever seen in my 30 years in this industry. And so you get an ongoing residual. You put in the effort over the next few weeks, next few months, next few years, and you get paid on an ongoing basis. That's the long-term residual. Excuse me, I've talked my voice out today, almost. Third, and finally, leadership development bonuses. This is an opportunity, folks, where you're rewarded for creating leadership. It's summarized by Zig Ziglar's philosophy, if you ever knew of him or ever listened to him back before he went to heaven. An amazing coach, an amazing speaker on success and on life principles and balance, and just a wonderful guy. He used to say you can have everything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. And that's what we talk about here, leadership development bonuses. I call it selfless generosity. In other words, if I'm part of your team, the only way you can win, the only way you can be successful is by helping me be successful. And it's free, to me, it's free enterprise at its absolute best. Excuse me, my voice is going to make it. I need another Protovite shot. All right, why partner with VNI? There are many benefits, folks. Proprietary product technologies that we've talked about, no startup fees, no inventory requirements, flexibility of working when, where, and with whom you want to work out of a home office. There are amazing tax deductions, folks. It's the end of the year. We've got some new partners that have just engaged over the last 24 hours. And that product, their initial product order just to launch their business, is a tax deduction. And then you can get with your local CPA. There are tax advantages for declaring a home office and taking a part of your home, even if it's in your existing office or dining room. And if you do your VNI business out of that, you have some amazing, legitimate, not gray area, tax advantages by declaring a home-based business. So there's you got the flexibility to do that. In addition, generous compensation that we've talked about, there's various bonus pools. The more you share, the more you earn. and folks, it's a fun process. Each step along the way, each step of forward progress has its own rewards. In fact, we're going to be with, I mentioned Ed and Gina Bender, our #1 income earners, are on our first ever Envoy incentive trip for 2018 performance, January 10th. They're going on an all-expense-paid dream vacation to warm weather, white sandy beaches and blue water at a 5-star resort in Nassau, Bahamas. And so there's all kinds of fun things happening with VNI. And we want you, if it's of interest, we want you on that trip in January of 2020. And you can do it. We'll help you every step of the way. So stick with the model. And here's what's interesting as we're heading down the home stretch here. Ken alluded to this earlier. People say, who, from a customer standpoint, who would benefit from the VNI products? Well, and of course the answer is everyone. In addition to that, who partners with VNI from a business perspective as brand ambassadors, as brand partners, helping us promote this mission of health, hope, and abundance? Who does that? Well, if you look at our current partner organization, we have men and women from varied backgrounds. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have, when I say doctors, we're talking PhDs, excuse me, we're talking chiropractors, we're talking healthcare practitioners, we're talking all types of wellness professionals, we're talking full-time, part-time employees that are building this on the side. We're talking about men and women with formal educations, and some men and women that have the education of real life, and no quote unquote formal education, stay-at-home moms, single dads, and many more. And the underlying theme, the common thread that we see with all these men and women is they have a desire for some positive change in their life, and they have a desire to help and bless others. Those two things. They have the timing's right in their life where they want something more, and they're inspired to help others. And those are the two, I tell people all the time, we're looking for missionaries, not mercenaries. And for those of you that are brand new, I want you to write that down. We're looking for missionaries, not mercenaries. We're building a culture, already have. We're expanding a culture where we put people first. We put people in front of profits. We put purpose and mission in front of profits. We know that if we continue with our research and development and our scientific validation and the teaching and training we provide our partners, just like on our Saturday Quick Start training, we know that if we keep pouring into people, God's going to handle everything else. We'll be fine with everything else. And so we want to invite you to be a part of that. So what's your next step? A couple different options. It depends on your timing. Number one, you can go ahead and place a product order. Get back to the person that invited you onto the presentation tonight. Get a product order. Get your family on the product. Start taking it every day. Give it 90 to 120 days. I always encourage you, commit to 90 to 120 days. Give your body an opportunity to get nourished at a cellular level. You'll be glad you did. Another option, you might be at a point where you say, you know what, the products make sense. Maybe I want to place a product order, but I want some more information. Give me some more information. It might be product information. It might be business information. But again, get back to the person that invited you. Get your questions answered. They can put a call together with one of their upline success coaches. They can even put a call together with me or Ken, and we'll get your questions answered. We'll make sure you get the information you need to make the best next step for yourself. So that's if you need more information. Number three, you might be at a point where you say, you know what? I don't have all the questions answered, but I know I like what I see and the timing's right. And I'm in a point in my life where I want to create an additional cash flow and you're ready to move forward. And if that's the case, certainly get back to the person that invited you. They're going to walk you through several options to get started as a partner. We've got some amazing customer bonuses that you're going to want to learn about if you were a category 1 before, if your goal is to go ahead and place an order and engage with the products. And that's, we want to roll out the red carpet. We've got some customer promos that will give you some deep discounts on the product. So that's a great option for you. But again, if you're looking at launching and creating a cash flow with us in 2019 as a partner and helping us with this mission of getting the VNI products out in the marketplace all across the US and Canada and around the world as we move forward, then when you get back to the person that invited you, look at the partner packs. We've got the basic pack with a special holiday partner pack promotion where you can save $131. There's free expedited shipping. We've got the promoter pack where you save $183. Again, free expedited shipping. You get free sample products. It's an amazing value. You pay $390. The retail value is $573. And then for those of you that really want to leave no money on the table, literally, and get off to a very profitable start, even part-time, you're going to want to take a very, very close look at this pack. This is called the Share and Grow pack. And this is the best option for launching your business. It's a one-time order, and it's got $293 of value, including free products to sample, free expedited shipping. You're launching your business for under $600. It's a one-time order, and you're positioned with product to use for yourself and your family and product to share. And so this is a one you definitely want to take a close look at. And here's the key, folks. It doesn't matter how you start. It matters how you finish. We're looking, once again, for missionaries, not mercenaries. And so as I conclude here, on behalf of Ken Nazemetz, on behalf of the entire VNI family, thank you for investing time out of your Thursday evening. And we invite you to join us. However you see, whatever's the best next step for you. As Ken says, take that next step. That next step can make all the difference. And we want your help in impacting people and in becoming beacons of health, hope, and abundance with Victory Nutrition International. So thanks so much. Have a wonderful evening. Happy New Year if we don't talk, but I hope you'll join us Saturday at 11 a.m., this meeting room, to join us for our quick start training call. Get back to the person that invited you to tonight's presentation and have a blessed evening. We'll talk soon. Take care. God bless.